Let's see what we can get done here. 15 minutes, no script, whatever. Hi, Femsepien, I guess. I reached out to you, whatever. You probably, I get it. I'm not one of those to like keep bugging. And I know squeaky wheel gets the grease, but again, I got other things, better things to do really at the end of the day. But I like to do things when I'm inspired, and I just saw this video with you and Lucky that I've also obviously, YouTube puts her shit on my thing. It's funny how YouTube selects things. But anyways, yeah. So I'm reviewing your video here and giving you my opinion that I know is very rare. I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole other thing. Hold on one second here. Let me. So my camera's here, but I'm looking up because I have a really ultra wide screen and I don't want to look at my computer here. It's just ridiculous. But anyways. I don't necessarily want to give you background on myself just yet, but let's just go through this real quickly.
What are your thoughts on competing for?
Actually, hold on. First of all, let's see. It should. Okay, there it is. So yeah. Oh, okay. Newest first. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. I was about to say, like, I know I posted a lot more. So see, I actually, well, I kind of put it at the end of the point. So you have to actually go back a couple of seconds sometimes. I started now to doing that, maybe putting like, okay, it's at this point, but okay, let me go like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, so that we know what we're talking about. But so now you can hear the intonation of what I'm typing here, and because that's where text is very limited, words are very highly limited. Again, if you actually go research the stuff that I provide in my other YouTube channel, you could call that's my nice way of putting it to women, right? And I have this channel where I'm just like kind of like, it's still objective at the end of the day, right? But I use a little bit more raw language, because if you were on this side, right, and as you girls are already seeing, right, you're already seeing what's nice about you two ladies, that you're kind of, well, Fem Sapien, I would say you're a little better than Lucky, but I'm gonna shoot my shot at Lucky, and that's a whole story. That'll be a whole other thing. But I'm shooting my shot with many women. I actually am systemizing things, and that's why, again, just you'll see. I know that I have the personality, and soon I'll have the wealth to blow up real quickly on YouTube. I have terabytes of video that I already have that I can upload. And yeah, like I'm already seeing my channel now that I'm adding and putting more stuff on there. I'm starting to see it grow and grow. But obviously, people like flashy things, and I like quality, nice things. But all right, see, I'm turning a tangent here. Let's go here. Whether you call it competing for what it really is, right? I.e., providing domestic services and desire things of monetary value in exchange. Because again, if you listen to the Conversation with God books, you'll understand that a lot of people have toxic money views, and therefore that's why the conversation of sex and money is so hard. Most couples don't want to have that hard conversation, because it shows that that it's the oldest profession. It's just, and this is what you ladies should not be ashamed of it, but you should be ashamed of not being truthful. Then on the other hand, one can say, well, how can they be truthful if there is a law that will punish them? Therefore, why would you want to, do that, right? And that makes a lot of sense too. So that's one of those chicken and the eggs. Like, fuck, like, is it because women are just not strong enough to be honest? Or, well, whether they're aware of it or not, we've been told, prostitution, it's legal, it's bad, sinful, Yet that is exactly what is happening. And oh my God, sometimes I'm just baffled. Like, are you kidding me? How do you not see the connection? It's this massive denial that just kind of irritates me, but also just makes me laugh. But so be it. Again, I have to accept what is. But also, here's the thing: sometimes people say, I'm not a what should be person, I'm a what is person. I'm saying, actually, well, I'm proposing what should be, but also recognizing what is, and mitigating or adapting to that however as best as possible. So I'm projecting how it should be, which is the domestic service provider solution, right? If we're being honest and truly honest, and therefore being good human beings. See, okay, so that's one of the hard parts about this, that people are honest in the beginning because they are not truly, they don't know thyself, and they don't know that they're going to change eventually, and therefore that's why the relationship probably is going to end, right? And sometimes it doesn't have to end, especially if a man can afford the price that you ladies set. Therefore, in a sense, you yourselves make yourself de facto escorts. It's so funny. These oh God, I wish I had, oh God. Basically, these I was on a Telegram group for this one cryptocurrency that you girls knew. Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, I was just, again, being objective, just talking objectively, and again, I understand why they come from. But anyways, long story short, they said something about something basically about payment and blah blah blah. It's like, wait, but not all. Well, yes, most men would love to get it for free, right? But a lot of, obviously, they just accepted that that's not the case. Okay, so they accepted it, and they're also accepting horrible services, and that's where I come like, no, that's where I'm different. I'm like, nah, okay, cool, fine. If you force me to pay, okay, fine, okay, but I'm gonna see you in a different light. Nothing judgment, but it's okay. If you want to truly make it business, okay, let's make it business. And again, there's trade-offs to everything. Okay, there's trade-offs to everything. There's a trade-off to being a highly spiritual woman who does not charge in any type of way and carries her own. I just made a video on it, on my ideal girlfriend versus the reality. Okay, so there's the real spiritual woman that I would love to meet. That's at my level of thinking of sex and money, right, and God and everything, and just the general purpose of life. Then there's the reality I got to deal with, which is the delusion for most, right? And so that's why I'm gonna run the numbers. I'm gonna play the numbers more effectively. People are like, oh, the internet, it's like, it's just expanding. You can see it as like, oh, you just go on the internet because you're afraid to approach this and this. Like, no. Well, for me personally, I'm gonna do both, because why wouldn't you do both? That's what I'm saying. Like, why wouldn't you do both? Why would I not utilize the options that have been given to me, right? All people that have sacrificed work to produce the option. Oh my God, the amount of people who are so ungrateful is just so ridiculous. That's what basically makes me different from most people. Anyways, it's like, why, let's say for the people who found a really good, let's say, match, right, to the point where they married, right, or they cohabitated, as I see marriages. When you cohabitate, you're married, okay? If those people who found themselves through the internet, right, if they never took that route, like, you'll probably never meet that person, Now, of course, again, being a highly evolved individual, again, if it's in the conversation with God, especially in these, I'll play these clips, so you guys get some context. You'll see that a highly spiritual being cannot basically make the marriage promise because we want to love multiple people. Now, of course, in this society, in the economy, and how women have been taught and everything else, it's pretty hard to find a true love, meaning again, women will not charge you. It is time for time and orgasm for orgasm, okay? There isn't this, you got to court me, pay me, all this, basically all this traditional bullshit, It's like, okay, yeah, we evolved to this point now, ladies, where you can walk out from piece of shit men, okay? That's the beautiful thing where we're at. But the double-edged sword, because sorry, maybe you're not walking out from a piece of shit man. Maybe, again, it's what Kevin Samuels says, you need to be right, and you actually are wrong. Wrong relative to what? I don't know, if I'm saying in general, you are wrong, relative to whatever the goals you guys set. And that's the other thing I noticed, and that's why I'm creating this structure. Okay, so Lucky, you're talking about man with structure and vision. Oh, trust me, baby girl, I got it. Okay, I got it so well. I know I'm confident I'm going to be a billionaire, if not a decabillionaire. But it's not even about the money. It's about the ability to radically change things, and you need money to change things radically. Okay, so that's basically what it is. It's just, but you still got to call that forth, and that's why I'm throwing it out there. I'm being bold, holding myself accountable in a sense by throwing it out there and putting myself vulnerable. People just say, ha ha, you didn't become a billionaire before 51, ha ha. but I got like half a billion or whatever, like it's a goal, but it's cool. I mean, if I hit it, I hit it. Not if I go a little bit past, that's fine. It's not really that bad, because anyways, you're not supposed to chase the money, you're supposed to chase the passion. My passion is just solving problems through inventing things. And yeah, especially now with digital products, oh my god, I'm saying you don't even know. Y'all about to go back a couple months, like, oh shit, this guy responded to me. I'm just saying, just mark my word, you'll hear about me around the YouTube internet. I'm gonna blow up real fucking quick. All right, so anyways, let's see here. The desired monetary value exchange, i.e. service-based businesses females have been running. I.e. providing domestic services and desired things of monetary value in exchange, i.e. a service-based business females have been running. I think I was supposed to say forever. Oldest profession. Just provide the best service you can provide and be honest about your price and forms of acceptable payments. Okay, because of people's negative toxic money views, you will never understand. Okay, first of all, I forgot to say, you need to listen to these entire 3 books, and maybe even more than once. Okay, I'm gonna try to make very consolidated things. Like I am trying to make a whole cosmology that's very simple to the point, where you arrive to your current present destination, so you can make a better self-serving decision. Okay. But you always go back to this foundation that you are already perfect. You can't do anything wrong or right in this dimension intrinsically. That's all subjective and relative, and it won't matter after you transition back into your spiritual body. Anyways, so what was I saying? Yeah. So you won't understand me, okay, a lot of this, because I'm not judging. I'm not making any judgment. I'm saying just let's look for what it is, right? So, anyways. Just provide the best service you can provide and be honest about your price and forms of acceptable payments. Okay, so certain girls, if you give them cash, they'll be offended because they feel like prostitutes. But cash and resources are the exact same thing. Okay, yes, the resources always trump, because, like I tell people, if I put you in the middle of the jungle, would you want a briefcase full of money, or would you want things that can provide you clean water, help you build shelter, and so forth? Right? In a sense, it will be a rhetorical question, right? But we don't necessarily live by that, right? And it makes sense. It's like, well, yeah, it's all relative, because in an island it has no use, but right here in this economy, in this big ass island, in a sense, it's a very useful technology to solve the limitations of bartering, right? So that's why money is what it is, okay? But what was I saying here? So they're one and the same, okay? So certain women will not accept direct cash because they think cash is the root of all evil, right? They may not say it, but again, that reaction towards the payment for her love, okay, which is just meeting a man's needs, right? As God puts it beautifully in these books, is not unconditional love. So it's not love at all, okay? Because that's kind of the presumption that when you say love, they think you're saying unconditionally love you, Anyways, okay. So exactly. It's supposed to be, what is your value? I can't edit this, huh? Really? Oh, there it is. Come on, really? That's weird. Yeah, no. Okay. Anyways, all right. So it's supposed to say, so what exactly is your value? Put it on paper. And again, I did a video on that. You guys can go do that numbers. I think I got to update some more things. I have to make a final. So what exactly? So what exactly is your value? Okay. Put it on paper. Better yet, in a spreadsheet, as I did. Quantify it, sis. All right. And even if you do, you still have to perform and consistently to meet the covert contract most people have. You should go look into that, covert contracts. Basically, you have expectations, but the reason why it's a covert contract is you don't lay it out right in front of the person, right? And that's why people were truly being honest, right, and actually knew themselves and their boundaries. If they were to lay it out right there and then, most people would never, ever get in the relationship. It's either men know how to play that, or both two people are basically just in hormones, okay? Nature taking over. They're both horny or whatever, and they're vibing or whatever, right? And they don't think down the road, right? So they do their thing and they get attached, and that's when the problems come, because again, people don't plan to fail; they fail to plan. Okay, so that's why the domestic service provider solution is a template, a structure for hopefully till the end. But again, if let's redefine success. Maybe success is the average of 3 to 5 years before basically the love is the sexual love. Really, it's the one and the same is done. If you don't have the sexual love, whatever, right? That doesn't mean you don't love the person, right? Because again, this is where the Greeks might have it well with the different definitions of or different types of love, right? So that's the problem. If you don't define or view that there can be different types of love, and love can evolve from a sexual standpoint to non-sexual and vice versa, right? Then yeah, you're probably going to have problems. But again, forget the label. Just start consciously looking at your life. Okay, what is your needs? How do you meet those needs? Okay, how do basically have structure? And again, I can't give that away for free. I'm going to be charging people here. Okay, I'm making it's going to be an app or an e-course or a system or something like that, whatever, right? Anyways, shaking my head, you are competing whether you know it or not. Okay, it could also be that if he is looking for a wife and one of you performs better, then he will ask her to marry him, right? Now, whether he told you that, hey, I got 2 or 3 girls, whatever, that I'm basically vetting to see if whatever, right? And yeah, so if because he knows that woman's going to be jealous and whatever, and it just makes life easier, and that's why some men go to that path. I admit, marrying would definitely be a lot easier, right? But again, that's why my thing, the way I structure my domestic service provider contract, is like, hey, look, even though we say a year, you can quit any time. Again, there's no possessiveness in this, okay? So, but we also got to be clear of it has structure for the business called family. Okay, I think Brother Polite, great. Again, you don't have to believe the whole person. Again, just forget the person sometimes. Just the message. Okay, the articulation, the concept. It makes a lot of sense the way he kind of framed it. Okay. Anyways, that'll be for some other time. It could also be that or maybe it's not even a competition in his mind. He just wants to keep both of you. That's a hobby. I'm like, it's not. Well, see, the thing is, again, so I don't view it as a competition, right? But even though you say, well, the business is competing. Well, yes and no. Okay, I just view it as like, okay, I hired a business, right? They said they can provide these services. Are they providing these services consistent, quality of services and consistently, right? So let's say they both are, but this girl just starts dropping the ball. This one still stays the same, or maybe increases even more for whatever reason, right? So yeah, and that if this, let's say this is my threshold, right? If the girl goes below that, then it's like, okay, why? It's like, okay, in a sense you can view it like this girl's out competing you, or it's just like, no, forget the competition. It's just, hey, I want both of you, but your services are getting horrible, right? They're going. Yeah, you're not meeting my needs anymore, right? The service is horrible. Therefore, I have to give you the boot. It's not that I saw you there where you're both in competition. I'm just like, hey, are you meeting my needs? Cool. Okay, we're still meeting our needs. Cool. Everything's cool. Cool. But if someone starts dropping the ball for whatever reason, right? Yeah, then in a sense you can say it's a competition, right? So I'm saying whether you know it or not. And yeah, you shouldn't you really shouldn't focus on that anyways. In this case, talk about, oh, don't compare yourself, because again, you should be talking to your client, your husband, your boyfriend, whatever. Again, whoever's cutting the check. Again, let's talk about it in business and not judge it. All right. Anyways, you say that, but I'm willing to bet you, like most fields, like Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, said as well. You need to be right. Your need to be right will not allow him to correct you. So he will correct you and you will get offended. And since you make your own money, you can easily walk and he can easily replace you, because if he really got it, suppose he got it, there is nothing you can provide that he can't buy. Like that one guy I ate at the table. I think that clip was awesome where he's like, look, everything you can provide, I can buy that from somebody, right? Even the sex, even the surrogacy, all right? So, but can she buy a man to buy her a house and all this other shit that basically a man gives in exchange for sexual access and maybe her womb, all right? So, no, no, women, right? Women don't want nothing. As Chris Rock said, nothing dries up a woman's pussy faster than you paying for stuff. So that's the thing. So see, so now let's talk about these women who are coming forth, and right, the older women who didn't settle, blah blah blah. Okay, they're still making their money somehow. They were financially responsible, or so we think. We don't know, right? Because a lot of people are, okay, some people may not be living a paycheck, but they're like 3 paychecks away. The other person might be, I don't know, let's say 40 paychecks away, but he's still 40 paychecks away, right? And if it's a medical something, it can easily take away his it can easily erode that savings, right? Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so with these women, they got a house, right? Because they follow I could be like a man. I'm a house. I'm more restaurant. I've got my own house, my own car. Okay, great, girl, you have your own house, but now you got to maintain it. Okay, so some of these women try to maintain it themselves, and they're like, fuck, now I need a man, right? Whether it was shoveling the gravel or cutting the grass on a hot day or whatever, blah 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 blah. Okay, some of these women are waking up, but it's too late. Well, no, it's not. See, it's not never too late. They can still get a man. Right? It's just like every year you wait, ladies, it's just one lower and lower and lower tier. But even the lower tiers, right, they can have utility. They have, that's what I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, because of the skewed false system we have, right, these low value men actually have lots of value, right? Well, again, there are some men that have, no value, all right? The homeless person who's begging, whatever. But I'm saying the guy who's able-bodied, right? Still relatively young, has strength. He can cut your grass. He can do all this other crap, right? Blah, 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 blah. So you have those options, but it's your ego still. Your ego still, whatever. And, of course, those men are also shy, right? So, if you don't approach them, but if you did, you can snag a man for sure to do your shit. But anyways, the point I was trying to say earlier was these women have money and they can pay for it too, but they don't want to, right? Oh my God, I could just exchange cooking and cleaning and fucking, sucking, for him to do this stuff. But then what happens is that, eventually, the sex gets stale. Damn, it's 1:11. Okay, that's enough. All right, the sex gets stale, and yeah. So, but again, it depends. Again, see, if you're attractive, right, as a woman, and you're attractive as a man, and you have money, okay, because women's beauty is their currency. They don't really need money, right? But hey, you are gonna be tempted, right? So that's why we're gonna talk about that. I'm only really talking about it for the demographic of men and women that are 7s and above, right? And obviously there'll be a segment of those that have the guys that look good and have money, right? And then the women that look good and don't have money, and the women that look good and have money, So, all right, I don't want to make this too long, okay? At least you're okay. You will need to. Okay. Yeah. So I was saying, there's nothing you can provide that he can't buy. Okay. Now, in a sense, here's the funny part. I was thinking about this today when I was eating at this nice fancy restaurant here called Kabuki. There was a couple of girls or whatever. I'm just thinking. I just came to my head. I'm like, I know women are. Some of them will say, well, basically, they're selling you exclusivity, right? So that can be something to be said about, right? That's something that can be said about exclusivity. But okay, so because their prices or acceptable form of payments is your time, attention, money, right? Listening to BS, basically their time, right? Dealing with her emotions, right? That's a big one. Dealing with women's your emotions are just. It is such a drain, ladies. I don't even know how to tell you. That's why when you find a really secure woman, right, that says, hey, if this goes away, it doesn't matter because I got my own money, all right? Like, whatever. right? Truly secure women, and it's like, okay, if I miss my fertility, okay, like the true women that truly live that talk of like, okay, I'm fine by myself, whatever, I'm complete by myself, I don't need another man. Then yeah, what the fuck was I saying? Hold on. Shit, I had a brain fart because I'm tired. So one morning, but I felt inspired to do this. Yeah, and my followers, whatever, and the other ones that see this video, yeah, feel free to I don't know, I guess, well, I guess I'm exposing these girls, even though obviously they have a bigger channel than mine for now. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Remember, ladies, just like some of the guys that you curved back in the past, now they leveled up, so yeah, so you may have more viewers or whatever. I have a feeling YouTube probably would take me down, because if people start going down my thing, I'm not politically correct, but that's why I have all these other channels. So now you see that, trust me, I'm gonna pop up in different ways, trust me. That's why I do have another channel where I don't even talk about this at all. It's just about investing and yeah. So yeah, and I got another channel about my my city that I've been designing. That's my ultimate passion and dream, and that's why, yeah, no female can ever whatever replace that, which is good. We should all be have a vision bigger than ourselves and go for it, So, what's it saying here? Fuck, sorry. At least you're cool. You're cool with prenups. Well, why do you still need the marriage license? Why not make your own contract? Okay, so. Yeah, so I was gonna say this is one redeeming factor of Lucky. So yeah, I don't know. Something tells me just go shoot my shot with her, even though I have a feeling that she's basically racist because of the way she's moving and talking for the most part. Okay, sure, we're in America, so you have to deal with other things, but when it's all like about our people, black people, it's like you're racist. You're the one using. See, if white people said that or Asian people say that, like black people are the only one that really talks that way for the most part. Now for the Mexicans, yeah, we may say la raza and all this other shit, but or Latinos, right? Actually, well, I don't know. Like, see, the Mexicans, yeah, la raza. I haven't heard Puerto Ricanos and all that stuff say all that stuff, but there's some kind of patriotic pride or whatever, which I'm not really for, really, because again, that's another thing to divide us, right? We already have race. We already have money, we have gender. Now we gotta, and we have different cultures, which is what people should be focusing on. Okay, so, make your own contract. Yeah, oh yeah. So even though I speculate that she wants first of all, a man that's taller than her, right? And black, right? Probably I could see her with a good-looking black man. I'll give it that, right? I'm not uncomfortable with my sexuality to be like I put myself in a woman's shoes, like, oh yeah, it's a good man, like I guess I'm also a gym guy, so I know what it takes to be very physique. Right now, a little out of shape because I've been focusing on business, but everything's about to change, so where I'll have all the free time in the world to do all the injury stuff, take it to the whole new level. But what's it called? As I already do, as you can see my intros. What was I saying? Yeah, so, but whatever, but she is definitely in. Okay, see, you see, you set a plan, but sometimes you gotta be adaptable, right? So even though my ideal woman definitely will be no older than 27, right? If I meet a woman who's over 30, definitely, well, even if she's 35, let's say if she's 35, but she's keeping it good, whatever, I'm not afraid to try, because I know my mom and I seen other women have that, and again, I know how to repair the body, all this stuff. So it's not really, we in a sense, we are pushing fertility just a little bit longer, So now, of course, mathematically speaking, but I can get that too, right? So I'm not, so yeah, I am gonna shoot mainly for that. But hey, I'm saying if a 30-year-old, early 30s woman falls in my lap, and she's cooperative, why fight it? Because if she signed my contract, it's all good. It's all good, baby. So yeah. So now I'm finding out that Lucky's 30, right? I'm really being, all right. So again, pure honesty, as I always, honest to a fault. Genetically speaking, I'm definitely interested in either full black or half black, and then redhead, because with green eyes, those are so freaking rare. And those are the two first women I want to procreate with. But I want to have a kid with all different ethnicities. I think 6 different ethnicities, right? So cover the Asians, cover the, and I'm contemplating the Latinos, but why not? Okay, so I'm gonna have the money, and I'm gonna homeschool my kids and all this other stuff. But all right, hold on, let's finish this up real quick. And this evolving is why we cheat on each other. But maybe it's not the cheating that is wrong, as you'll learn from the Conversation Guidebooks. But maybe it's a concept that you have to be monogamous with one person for a lifetime, because we, as in those of us who are more evolved, can see people are already doing that, marriage or not. Just enjoy the relationship while it lasts and stop trying to keep it together when you both grow apart. All right. See, that's why a prenup is kind of good, but if it's not structured in there how the assets are going to be divided, that's where it becomes all the problem for people who didn't have the prenup, right? Again, it's just a plan to do if you have to cross that road, okay? So in theory, it's hopefully a lot less stressful, because that's just in good faith. Again, it's just words on papers. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Again, at the end of the day, what will really matter is actions, people. That's why I say I don't give a fuck about what you say. I will observe what you do, okay? I will judge you by your actions, meaning if I want to be around you, right? If I want you to be around me, but I'll never say you're doing anything morally wrong, right? Because that's all subjective. Anyways, and this is another one of your redeeming factors, shows you have potential. Okay, see this one, I'm not even remembering what that was.
I know that sounds crazy, but a 10-15 year window.
Oh yeah. Okay, knowing that you have to date. Okay, you're saying 40 and above. Okay, I congratulate you, because 40 is kind of, you have a higher chance of a man really having that type of paper. So I'm about to be 39 in about 5 months. So again, you can have your rule, right, of 40 and above, but hey, what's it called? It's like a year and a half difference, So, but yeah, kudos to you for knowing that you do have to go above. I've been finding myself with women who are about 18 to 20 years difference, It's kind of, well, yeah, well, recently, yes. So, but again, I know that I'm the exception to the rule, because for many different reasons, but that's a whole other story, right? So, actually, let's look into it, okay? So here, let me show you some evidence here, what I'm talking about. Bonjour, ladies. Welcome to sunny Orlando, Florida. My name is Dan the Man with the $1 Billion Plan. All right, ladies, let's take this back to my place. Now, mind you, I'm about to redo this. Basically, I just break down, right, who I am, what I'm looking for. But I got to redo it. I've been inspired to I guess simplify things and approach it in a more different fashion. But anyway, so that's what I'm saying. I'm systemizing that. It will go public on this thing, and I will eventually have the TikTok, because TikTok seems to be the thing. But I'm gonna buy a whole phone on and of itself, so TikTok's never on my shit. Anyway, that's a whole story. But yeah, I'm gonna just really be out there, and like I said, I'm definitely gonna blow up. If Andrew Tate's blowing up, and he's finally, the reason he's blowing up, right? Which is great, because men like me and him, we need to find each other, right? So the internet's gonna, we're aligning, and we're creating an economic army, right? They already have their own whatever, and I'm gonna join that, whatever. But so what else? Okay, hold on. I wanted to show too here again. I'll show you a little bit of. Well, I actually do go over this in my channel. Okay, so I'm mind mapping everything. I've done this in other parts too, but it's just, it's a whole other story. But yeah, I'm just showing the different, one night stand, friends with benefits, polyamorous, open relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, aka monogamish. I call it monogamish marriage, aka monogamish as well. Okay, and then polygamy. All right, so these, in a sense, these are the kind of what may end up, what type of relationship that can form, right? And of course, you can go from marriage to trying to be polyamorous, as we see some of these women try to force their husbands, and then it backfires on them, right? And all this stuff, right? And I break down the pros and cons of everything, right? The different types of non 50-50 relationships, right? I just go into it hardcore. I know you can't really see it too well because of the screen and the phone, whatever, but like I said, stay tuned. Shit's about to get crazy. It might be another 6 months or so, but like I said, I'm not really concerned about YouTube right now, even though I'm actually going to pay 60 grand for a company to make my own YouTube channel. Actually to make multiple YouTube channels on some like different niches and shit, and basically just for views, right? People who waste their time on YouTube, right? Little kids, whatever, watching clips of whatever or traveling, just so many things are just crazy, but it's fine. It's just another passive income from a digital product. Videos are digital products, basically, So, all right, I think I said enough. Should be interesting if I even get a response. Like I said, lucky. I'm gonna approach you. I'm gonna find a way to contact you directly, and yeah. So, but again, like I said, I'm just being honest. Men have to do that anyway, so they'll be like, "Oh my God, he's shooting his shot with all these women, so why do I just don't feel special?" It's like you ladies force us to do this shit. Unfortunately, again, until I set this up and you girls kind of line yourself up like they do the sugar daddies and dating sites or whatever, right? Yeah. Again, I think you ladies are gonna like this a lot better, and men too. Again, it's just about creating a win-win situation for both men and women, so we can stop the needless violence. All right, so those are calling me, oh, I hate women, this and that. It's like, no, you're just being very difficult and horrible business people. You're providing horrible services, and you wanted to get paid, but you're providing horrible services. That's why men are going to overseas, right? They still are going to pay. They're not. Again, a lot of men are not complaining about paying. I personally think they should be complaining about paying, right? But again, there's many ways of looking at it. But again, it's up to you, 2 people or 3 or whatever you were arranging, to figure out the value that you're giving, right? And quantify it and see who's going to lead, okay? For shit to get done. Peace.